All right, I have gifted Gabe Green back on the show now, who picked up a round 2 finish over Yohan Lainesse this past weekend at the UFC Apex. Gabe, how are you?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm fantastic. And as we were saying before we started this interview, that was it was a little bit of a dicey fight. You got dropped there in the second, but ultimately you got the finish and you got the victory here over a tough fighter here making his debut. How happy are you ultimately, overall with your performance here?
I'm not too happy about getting dropped. Never want to get dropped. It every time I see a clip of it, I'm like, ugh, man. But it happens. Other than that, though, yeah, super happy that I got a finish. I wanted to finish with Rowe. I could have had the finish with Rowe. Like I saw the finish with Rowe, and I wasn't able to give it to him. So super happy I was able to get it done this time.
How hurt were you when you got dropped?
Oh, no, I was good. Like it was just hit me right behind the ear. That's a sweet spot. Just flashes you for a second and immediately was back to it.
Okay. So it didn't take you much time at all to recover. It was literally knocked you
No,
down.
no.
And you're still good.
Yeah. It was just right behind the ear, messed up my equilibrium. Like it dropped me, but I rolled over, tried to defend his next punch. Like I put my hand up, but like I was like rolling over to him right when he threw it. And I don't think I blocked it exactly. I think he hit me in the face, but then I was able to grab his leg after that and then work my way up.
What was the game plan going in here against Yohan? I'm sure you saw that, looking at any tape that he's got a lot of power. So what was the game plan for you and your team?
Yeah, I mean, it was just try my best not to get hit. They didn't want me to be my normal stand in front of them, bang it out and see who falls first, type of me. So yeah, they were like, just move around the first round. They're like, you got good movement, you see good, just move around, make a miss. The problem with that though is like especially when it's someone who's so confident in their striking ability, if you're not really throwing back and committing too much, they keep on throwing, So a couple times he hit me just because he was like, all right, I'm gonna just keep on throwing, I wasn't giving him a lot of anything to respect because I didn't want to stand in front of him, throw something, and then him just eat it and throw it right over the top, which is exactly what he hit me with. I like touched him with the jab before he hit me with that right hand. It was like right before, like if you frame it out, I'm like, I touch him and then he cracks me right over the top. So I mean, I should have thrown a stiffer jab, really is what it should have been. But yeah, I was just move around, don't get into a brawl, because we felt like my skills were better than his, altogether. And that's what it did. And then I knew my cardio was going to outlast his, especially if he was trying to kill me with every shot. And that's exactly what happened.
Now, towards the end of round 1, you're caught in a choke. How tight was that? Was it tight at all?
Nah, it wasn't very tight. I fought it correctly immediately. I got a couple guys in my gym. Actually, one of the guys in my corner, Josh Jones, he's got a nasty guillotine, and I spent a lot of time defending those things, man. Like he used to get me with them a lot. I mean, he still get me with them sometimes, but I'm really good at defending them now, so I don't get caught too often. And compared to his, man, other people's just don't feel as tight. So yeah, plenty of experience in that position, and I was just like, all right, I'm good.
All right. Well, it's good to have training partners like that to prepare you for these fights. So at the end of round 1, and when you're talking to your coaches in the corner, what did they tell you? Did they think that you won round 1? And what were the adjustments they wanted you to do into round 2?
No, I mean, we all thought I lost the first round. We were cool with it. They were just like, all right, down 1 round now, let's go get it. He's going to be tired. They still didn't want me really planting and staying right in front of him, because they figured he had, he's always going to have a puncher's chance. That guy just hits hard, So it was, I was just turning it up a little bit more, and started pressing him a little bit more. Like I said, I was, that I had like 2 errors that I saw that were pretty major. Luckily I was able to overcome them. One was when he hit me with that right hand, it's because I threw like a lazy jab instead of a stiff one. If I would have popped his head back and stepped into it a little more, I don't think he would have been able to snap my head, like that right behind the ear. And then when I sprawled and I go to take his back, I did it without really technique. I was like, all right, like I felt like he was tired. So I was like, I'm just going to jump into the back and just, it's going to be a wrap. Here's my win right now. But, sure enough, he picked his arm up and I was like, oh, well, let me get out of this position and get back to work somewhere else. Yeah. Messed up in those two spots, but then I was able to get up and really, like I saw he was broken. I saw that he was tired and I was like, okay, now this is when I can actually sit and throw.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to ask you next, because after you took that big shot, you got through it, and then you got back up to your feet. It really looked like he started to nosedive because of his fatigue. And so you picked up on that. You noticed that he was extremely tired. Did you feel like that was just because of so much offensive output and just the heavy strikes that he was trying to land to put you out up to that point?
I mean, I think it was that mixed with I hit him with a couple teeps that were kind of mean. I like, especially when you're already tired, you get hit. I hit him with I hit him with a couple teeps in the fight, and then I threw. You can't really see it on the camera, like the angle was weird, but I throw like a running knee when he's against the wall after the teep, and the knee landed right to the body. So I mean, those all mixed together, just stacked on top of each other, and it was really. Yeah, he was tired. I mean, I felt like he was tired when he was just trying to, like I could feel him breathe when he was on my neck. I could feel him breathe when we were in our little grappling exchanges. And he was really trying to hold me and just like take deep breaths. I already felt like he was breaking. And then, yeah, once I was up, I hit him in the stomach again with the teep, and I saw him take a giant breath. And in my head, I was like, all right, that's the green light. It's time to go.
As a fighter, when you're in there, and obviously you're at the highest of levels, the UFC is clearly the #1 promotion in the world. When you see your opponent and you smell the blood in the water and you're ready to go in there and get the finish, like, how do you gauge that in your head to not like be over aggressive? Because one little mistake could reverse the fight and turn it against you. How do you maintain that right mindset when you're in a moment like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's all like part of your fight IQ and experience and stuff like that. Because I mean that is the thing. Like I've in my time wobbled some guys and then overly rushed in and then got caught. Luckily I was able to come back from those ones too. But I mean, you just realize it, and I think that like in the row fight, my fight IQ wasn't too high, and I did a lot of dumb things, and I still did a lot of dumb things in this fight, but I did significantly less. And as long as I'm getting better every time, it's I mean, that's what you're striving for, that's what you're aiming for. But yeah, because I mean, especially at the highest level, just because someone's hurt doesn't mean that they're out. I mean, you saw it for me, and it could have just as likely been with him. So I mean, you want to put your foot on the gas, but you still want to be cautious about it and not just give them something easy. But yeah, no, I really saw that he wanted his way out. And then actually, when I was landing all those shots, I was using my left hand to kind of control and frame on his body when I was landing my shots, just to make sure that he was still where I want him to be. So it was like it looks like I'm just hitting him in the rib really hard, but I'm thinking and stuff in the middle of it. I'm making sure my shots are in the right spot, controlling them, landing the shot, looking for the right placement of the shots and all that. And that's what you want to do. You don't want to put pressure on. You want to go for the finish, but you don't want to do it, without caution.
Right. Do you feel like the ref stepped in at the right time? Was he early enough, or could Yohan taken a few more shots to stay in the fight? Like, do you feel like that was a good stoppage overall?
I mean, he could have let it go on, but I didn't see. I mean, there was a whole nother minute, and I didn't think he was going to do anything else. So really, I mean, I think he just saved Yohan further punishment. I was about to just start dropping elbows because I didn't feel like Yohan was doing anything. So, and elbows hurt. But yeah. I mean, I thought, because actually, so I was first, after I dropped him, I had one hand on his leg, making sure I didn't get up kicked, because his hips, and kind of pinning his hips to the floor, and I was just landing with my right hand. And then I actually pulled up a little bit because Herb got like close to me, and I thought he was like, that was the fight, because he kind of like bumped me a little bit. I was like, oh, okay. And I pulled back, but then he said, you need to defend yourself. So I was like, oh, okay, that means he's really about to stop it. And then that's when I just went to the like Hulk smash, hammer fist, and then it was over, because I mean, he didn't do what he wanted him to do. He told him to defend himself, and he just stood there, shelled up. You got to defend yourself when they tell you to defend yourself.
how good of a feeling is it to take a guy's O? I mean, this is a guy that's undefeated previous to fighting you. He looked amazing in Contender Series, and there was definitely some hype behind him. How significant of a win is this for you, and how good does it feel?
I mean, it's always nice to hand someone an L, be a learning experience for someone, you know. I've done it a couple times in my fight career so far, and but and I think he's gonna do good. I mean, it was probably a really good learning experience for him. But yeah, it felt great to take a no, but it feels great just to win. You know, I'm just happy I did that.
Yeah. And so just to piggyback off on what you just said right there, you do think that he's got a bright future. Like, what is your overall assessment of him as a fighter here in the UFC now?
No, I think I think there's some things he needs to learn, but I think, yeah, I mean, if you look at his record, you know, he got the knockouts, and I can totally attest to you that, I mean, he just hits hard, man. And sometimes that's all you got to do. You just got to hit hard. Other times you got to do a little bit more. And I think those are the things he's going to have to work on, you know, besides that. No, not that it's not just a knockout punch every single time. You know, if he like wants to set things up a little bit more, he'd be a big problem for people.
All right. And so we talked before the fight, obviously, Gabe, but tell me, how were your eyes throughout the fight? You know, the PRK surgery, they were talking about a little bit during the broadcast. How good did you feel in there with your vision?
Yeah, no, I mean, I was seeing everything. I moved out of the way a lot of things. I blocked a lot of other things. It feels great to be in there. Like, I feel like I have definitely like just leveled up a lot just because I got, you know, some eyes that are working good. I don't even know how I was fighting before, man, to be completely honest. Cause like, yeah, I was more so just kind of guessing and just like moving out of just like, oh man, or trying to roll like super last minute when I like right before. Now I can see a lot of the things. I can tell when they're coming towards me, and it's pretty beautiful, man. I love it.
That's fantastic. And tell me, the heart's good. Everything is working perfectly
Oh
there.
yeah. Yeah. No, you know, it's funny. I saw, uh my cousin sent me someone's YouTube prediction of the whole thing, and the guy was like, didn't Gabe Green have heart surgery? And I was like, dang, it's that whole telephone thing, you know, one person tells one person, all of a sudden I had full-blown heart surgery a couple months ago. But you know, yeah, I mean, the little bruised heart, yeah, I got cleared to fight, and cleared to train, and I started training. I haven't had any problems since. Felt good in the fight, and yeah, ready to just keep on going.
I love it, man. That's great to hear. And congrats on the win over a really tough guy. What's the plan now? Are you going to take a little time off, or are you looking to maybe jump back in camp and fight again soon? Like, what are you thinking right now?
I mean, I'd love to fight again. I'd love to fight two more times this year. July, and maybe like July or late July, early August, and then maybe like late October, early November. That time frame sounds super good, you know. Um, but yeah, man, I'm ready to rock. I don't want to take time off. I don't have to take time off. I took a little too much time off the last 2 years of, you know, being signed already.
So let me just ask you this, because I know you've made it pretty clear in the past that you want that rematch with D-Rod. So is that who you're going to be adamant that you want to fight next, or are you happy with just anyone as long as it's, you know, maybe a higher up in the rankings?
yeah, I mean, I'm cool with whoever they give me, but I'm gonna get that D-Rod match. You know, if they want to give me that D-Rod match next, I'm taking it. If they want me to prove myself a little bit more, then I'll prove myself a little bit more. But I think it'd be dope to fight D-Rod right here in SoCal. So I mean, if they want to wait till we're well, I mean, he's already kind of a name. Until I make myself more of a name and we could sell the place out, then I mean, we could do that too. But because I mean, fighting at like the Crypto or like Honda Center, in front of a bunch of people as like a main event or something would be pretty dope to get my rematch. To be honest, if we want to write like a Cinderella story about the whole thing, but yeah, man, if they want to give it to me before that, I'm taking that too all day.
Awesome, man. Well, before I do let you go, I want to get some fight picks. UFC 274 is this weekend. Oliveira Gaethje is the main event, the lightweight championship. Who do you see winning, and how do you see him getting it done?
I'm gonna go Gaethje. I think Gaethje, because I mean, Chandler almost put Oliveira away in the first, and then I mean, Because the thing about Gaethje is he's pretty durable, you know, like Chandler almost like he's a tank. I mean, he's like I don't want to say glass cannon, but you know, he just be throwing it all, and sometimes he be getting knocked, you know, and like I mean, sometimes you get cracked and sometimes you don't get back up. I think Gaethje is a little bit more durable, but he also packs a hell of a punch. So I don't know if Oliveira is ready for all that.
All right. And is Tony Ferguson's best days behind him, or is he going to spring the upset and beat Michael Chandler?
I mean, I love Tony. I'd love to see him. I don't know, man. Like even I love how much fight he has in him, but yeah, so sometimes I feel like he's not thinking about like the longevity of his career in general. Like when he was fighting Benny, and I think I swear he tore like everything in his knee when he was fighting Benny with that heel hook, you know, like and I get it, you know, you're fighting and you're trying to win, but you know, like those things take time to heal, and sometimes you're not the same when you come back, you know. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Because he's like one of those zombies too, you know. You knock him down, he gets back up, and he just keeps coming. Because Gaethje was cracking him, and he was just like, "Well, I'm not gonna quit." I can't even tell you yes or no. I would say Chandler, if it's like round one, is it a five round or a 3 round?
Three rounder.
The 3 round.
Yeah.
I would if it goes to the third, I might lean towards Ferg, but like if it's first or second, I think it's Chandler all day.
All right. I'm sure you're going to be watching it, right? You're just going to stay at home, or you're going out?
You know what we've been doing? Me and my friends have been going to watch. They play them at theaters, like at the big, like on big screen. So we've been doing that. We'll probably. I mean, we haven't really talked about it, but that's probably what we're gonna do.
Very cool. Well, Gabe, congrats on the win again, man. Very impressive to give Yohan his first loss of his career. Always great talking to you. Look forward to doing it again soon. Before I do let you go, I want to give you the floor. Tell people where to follow you on social media, and if you have anyone to thank, the floor is yours.
Yeah, follow me at Gifted Gabe Green everywhere. If it's a platform, I'm probably on it. Just type in Gifted Gabe Green, I'll pop up. Then yeah, super thankful to everybody, man. I got like I have such a huge group behind me. I was like just tagging them in my pictures and stuff, and I like counted, and there's like 30 tags. I'm like, man, this is why I never remember everybody who's here. But yeah, to my teams, Sub Fighters, CMMA, Rising Suns, Raw Talent, Elite Smith, All Gas No Breaks, and then, you know, sponsors Super Rare. It's easy to remember them because I'm wearing the shirt right now. Cryo Spot, Smoke and Fire, Chimera, Sweatsuits. Who else? I know there's like a bajillion more. I should have them like prepared and just like right here in the corner so I could just read them off in interviews. But yeah, just, you know, if I forget you, I'm sorry, but shout out to everybody who's ever been there for me.